Welcome to life coaching classes and videos by, of course, Universal Recovery 360 Incorporated. And so yeah, I bought this thing. So if you see me moving around and stuff like that, I'm playing with it, enjoying it. So I want to talk about this thing called systems, right? I know I said I was going to talk about salvation, but I've been saying this all week, so I figured, let's do this. Okay, so there's this system, right? It's called a set of principles that people have. Belief, that's one system. Faith, it's another system. Fruition. Okay, so these three things. Oh, by the way, I learned about these things through an organization that I walked with for a minute called the More Science Temple of America. And well, we still really good friends, and I still walk. But of course, I like doing my own thing. So anyway, so belief is, according to the system, what man thinks perhaps might be true. Okay, so you have people who have a set of principles that say, well, this might be true, right? But according to the way I've grown up and the way I've learned things, right, all you gotta do is believe. That's it. But according to this system, belief is at the bottom, right? And then there comes faith, right? So again, belief is what man thinks perhaps might be true. Then there's faith. Faith is what man knows to be true, right? Which means like he's experienced it and he knows it, right? There's like, you can argue, you can debate it, but he knows it, right? So you have, might be true, I know it's true, and then you have what's called fruition, right? Where man himself becomes what he knows. So if he knows something is true, then he becomes the truth, right? So that's what fruition is. So say you have a person that's in fruition, right? And he's talking to somebody who's in belief system, right? So the person that's in the belief system is telling you what they know, because they think the word believe means like all you gotta do is believe and it's true, right? So you got this guy arguing his point, right? And then you got this guy in fruition, right? Knowing the truth, because he is the truth. So he's trying to tell this younger guy, right? Younger mentally, right? That what he believes is not true. But he can't get through. Do you know why? Let me tell you why. Because they don't see things the same. They see things from two different systems, right? So if the one in fruition, right, knows and has become what he initially believed, he's experienced the path, right? So the easiest thing to do is for him to go down to the level of belief, right, where he's at, work with him from there, bring him up. People can't do that. They're too busy saying, oh, you ignorant, right? You can't hear me, all right? Y'all talking about the same thing, but it sounds like y'all having two different conversations, right? And this is the one in fruition. This is the one who has become what he knows. Just hasn't got to that place where he can tell he needs to go where that person is. So you got one person who is right in what you guys call right and wrong, right? Knows he's right, right? And not actually being conceited because he has right to know. So you got this guy, right, talking to another guy, and the other guy's feeling like bad because he doesn't know. So what do? I'm gonna say it again. You go down to where that person is. You've been there before. What's the big deal? Right? You go get them and you show them how to come up. Problem is, we too busy trying to sound better than, we can't help each other. Because as long as I can prove to you I'm right, you're going to always be wrong. Why would I want you to be right with me? Anyway, what I want you guys to understand is that you are going to have conversations with people that are not on your level. So even though they are responding to what you're saying, they are responding from a different system. So when you make that face like, oh my God, I know you can hear me. Really not necessary, because they can't hear you. Not on the level you're talking from. This is why I work in the field, right? Where you get to help people, right? This is why I spend a lot of my time going down, getting them. This is why I go above and beyond to get them. And I don't necessarily grab them and like pull them up or anything like that. I just walk in front of them. But when I'm walking in front of them, I make sense about the direction we're going in, right? So if they choose to follow, again, like I said, if they choose to follow, right, then I can take them upstairs. That's my purpose. So stop getting frustrated with each other. Right? You both are right. You just right from different systems. Is that making sense yet? I love stuff like this. Like, I'm always doing research. You could never tell, though. You would never tell I was doing research. I'm doing research when I'm just thinking. But I love people. Right? So my research is always based on trying to make my life better, right? So I can show you that is possible rather than tell you that it's possible. Most people that know it's possible can do either. But the best way to reach somebody is to make sure you're within reaching distance. Come down to where they are. Work with them. Stop seeing them as non-consuming thought processors. Stop thinking of them as dizzy. Stop thinking of them as not all there. Stop thinking of them as people to pity. Stop thinking of them as ignorant people that can't see what you're saying, even though you're saying it as simple as possible, right? Because we all know that what's simple on one level is complicated on another. But we don't use that knowledge during that process, so we miss out on the blessings of helping for the right reasons. People say I give away too much information. I say either I'm gonna give it to you, or you're gonna see me and you're gonna hear it in my actions. You're gonna hear it in my walk. So I might as well not try to hold it in. Ain't no secrets for me. That's another thing I learned. Like, secrets cause people to be wicked, evil, mean. Oh, all kind of crazy stuff. I don't have time for it. You need something, I got it. You need it more than I do. I'm most likely going to work it out. Not money, but I will work it out. So if you're in the field and you're trying to help people, right, make sure you acknowledge what level a person is on, what state of mind. You hear that term state of mind all the time, right? Picture a map of the United States. Say you live in Florida and they live in Tennessee, right? Two different states. Same thing in here. That's why they call it a state of mind. You might be over here, they might be over there. That's just like figurative description, like not necessarily here and here, because the brain don't function like that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you can be in one state and they can be in another. Right? So stop that thinking when you talk and when you listen that you are both on the same page, even if they say they are. They're not. It's a different level. Right? It's a different level. I hope the people that kind of listen to some of the things I say and know me to be a good person and know that I've been through some things and know that 99.99%, like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. There's always a percentage of something in somebody somewhere, right? But if you're sticking with what I'm talking about, go with the 99.99, because I'm for sure trying to help. So y'all take care of each other. Be good to each other. Make sure you pay attention to where a person is at before you try to reach them, because they could be beyond your reach. Doesn't mean you can't get to them. Just means you got to do some moving to get there. And you might have to move some levels, not necessarily figuratively, right? So, again, life coaching classes by Universal Recovery 360. Of course, you know it's Universal Recovery. We coming, baby. We coming. Yep. See that? Yep. See that? See, a lot of y'all see the symbol of the circle, the square, the rectangle, and the triangle, and they say, oh, and I like the design. Kind of looks like a building or like a spacecraft or something like that, but it's definitely unique. So here's what it is. Each one of these are some of the basic, like, I don't know, shapes that there are in the entire world, right? Now, when you look at each one of these, you are able to identify them because they're different, right? Here's another thing about them that's unique. Each one of these are 360 degrees, which means even though they are different when you look at them, they are all the same when it comes to degrees in their shape. So that's my thing. Even though we're different, there is something in us universally that is the same. So if I got it, you got it. You can have it. If you can't find yours, I'll give you some of mine. It's the same thing. That is Universal Recovery. I am Urban Gospel. I do spoken word under the title Urban Gospel. I'll do some of them too. But in any event, I love you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.